All right, and some breaking news just coming in. The Triple Talaq bill has been passed in the upper house of parliament, that is the Rajya Sabha. The bill was passed 99 by 84 in the Rajya Sabha just minutes ago. The bill outlaws the Triple Talaq, under which a Muslim man can divorce his wife by uttering the word talaq thrice. Under the bill, offenders can be jailed for 3 years. The opposition wanted the bill to be reviewed by a standing committee. They had argued that the civil offence like divorce should not be made criminalized. The BJP, on the other hand, argued that cases of Triple Talaq have come down only after the introduction of the penal clauses in the ordinance. Last week, the BJP sprang a surprise by getting the RTI Amendment Act passed in the Rajya Sabha as well. The consequent newfound confidence has made the BJP now push for the Triple Talaq bill that has also passed in the Rajya Sabha. Political editor Kartikeya Sharma is joining us at this point for the very latest. And Kartikeya, so once again in the Rajya Sabha there were certainly a few worries whether they will be able to pass the bill or not, but we believe that the strength of the House was brought down by some walkouts as well from the Rajya Sabha. Take us through what exactly happened, and that of course a big success for the government there.
See, the Triple Talaq bill has been passed, and the important part is that the rules of the opposition unity in Rajya Sabha has been completely shattered by Narendra Modi government in India. Between 2014 and 2019, number of important bills were actually they could not be passed by Bharatiya Janata Party because of a number of issues, starting with the fact that they did not have a simple majority, and secondly, Congress and other parties in opposition had the brute majority. So even if the bills were passed in Lok Sabha, they could not be taken up in Rajya Sabha. So for example, in cases, even the Aadhaar had to be passed as a money bill, which has become controversial and has gone to the Supreme Court. Now, when it comes to the Triple Talaq, these are the reform issues on which Congress party had been sitting pretty. Now, Congress had been associating the issue of Triple Talaq, which has been banned in countries like Pakistan, which are theocratic in nature, saying that it is like interference into the code of law of religious minorities. But then the government on the other part had argued that Triple Talaq amendment is to deter men from pronouncing talaq in a go, and then without giving any proper settlement to women. Now, the bone of contention, Bhairavi, was that the Congress again started saying, well, the Triple Talaq has been done away by the Supreme Court, so why do you want to criminalize it? The facts were that last year there were 543 registered cases of Triple Talaq, and I'm using the word registered. There are a number of cases where, women who are poor, from depressed classes, they do not report the case. So 543 cases were registered. Once the Supreme Court did away with the practice of Triple Talaq, 200 more cases were registered. The cases only went down when an ordinance was brought by Narendra Modi government saying that if you pronounce Triple Talaq, and if a woman goes to the police station and says that this has been done, then you can be punished, and the maximum sentence reserved was 3 years. Now that again became a bone of contention. The UPA and other political parties started saying that this matter must go to the select committee. So the first amendment, which was not able to see the light of the day, was this amendment, that the matter will not go to the select committee, the matter will be put to vote. So we have to see Triple Talaq debate in the larger context, that it is about women. In 1987, when the Shah Bano case took place, which was a Supreme Court verdict on the alimony of a Muslim woman, Rajiv Gandhi government overturned the verdict. Now, a lot of people said that, well, that was a political position, but the fact of the matter is that brute majority of parliament was used to interfere in the law. And law that to being pronounced by one of the highest benches of the Supreme Court. So in a way, this law is good for women, and government itself has very categorically said that Triple Talaq should not be linked with Uniform Civil Code, which again is desirable, as I would say, because Goa itself has a Uniform Civil Code, and secondly, Uniform Civil Code is also part of our guiding principles of the Indian constitutions, which our forefathers felt that though there is no consensus in 40s and 50s, but maybe the government would do so in later time. But ironically and tragically, it became part of identity, and I would say it became part of the politics of 70s and 80s, whereby by pandering to the conservative elements of communities, the political parties felt they would survive long in the politics of the country. But so it's a good step which the government has taken, but it has taken them more than 4 years, Bhairavi.
Right, absolutely. And of course, talking about what happened in the Rajya Sabha today now, Kartikeya, you very rightly said that it was rejected. The motion was rejected to send the Triple Talaq bill to the standing committee, the select panel. And we also know that there were certain walkouts while Naveen Patnaik's Biju Janata Dal supported the bill, Kartikeya. The AIDMK and Nitish Kumar's Janata Dal United, we believe, walked out. K. Chandrasekhar Rao's Telangana Rashtra Samiti abstained. So that brought down the numbers in the Rajya Sabha as well. And we do believe that the Prime Minister made a phone call this morning to Nitish Kumar. So all of this means that obviously the BJP's strategy in ace game was much better than the opposition, which you rightly pointed out has not been able to put a united front. And the Rajya Sabha was a troubled area for the BJP in the last session or the last term of its governance, but not so much anymore.
Absolutely, but I would like to bring this to your notice and to our viewers that, sometimes, the issue of propriety is very well noticed in this house. If you remember Somnath Chatterjee, when he was Lok Sabha Speaker, did not resign when CPI and CPM withdrew support from the Congress party during the nuclear crisis when the Manmohan Singh wanted to negotiate the deal further with the Americans. Somnath, as a speaker, continued, because he felt that there is dignity to the chair. Now today, when JDU walked out, JDU's MP Harivansh was sitting in Rajya Sabha. And the question was being asked, why is Harivansh sitting in Rajya Sabha? Because Mr. Harivansh is the deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha, which means that in absence of the chairman, who happens to be the Vice President of the Republic, Venkaiah Naidu, Harivansh chairs it, which means he has kept that sanctity and tradition that once you occupy a constitutional position, you will rise above the party's interest. So despite the fact that the JDU walked out of the house, Harivansh sat quiet inside the house. So, these are nuances of Indian politics and parliament. But I think he has set up a very right example. But I think the broader picture here is that now the rules of the opposition unity in Rajya Sabha is completely broken. The parties who were there against BJP or even against Congress but formed a floating bloc on issue-to-issue basis have been completely broken by this vote, which means that the BJP will push through all the legislation, one. And secondly, we should expect the second part of the monsoon session not to take place. We will directly go into the winter session of the parliament, which means another precedent is going to be broken, or another norm is going to be created by the NDA government.
Right, Kartikeya. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. The latest there, the breaking news coming in that the Triple Talaq bill has been passed in the Rajya Sabha, and this another success for the government. Just yesterday, the RTI bill successfully passed both houses of parliament as well, and today the Triple Talaq bill that the government was not able to pass in the last term of its governance has passed. The majority mark was brought down, and in the House, 99/85. That is the vote by which the Triple Talaq bill was passed.